Click the links for Odyssey, Bit Chute, join channel, become a member, subscribe on the various other links, or join Telegram and Gab if you're brave. Those are very much free speech platforms. So all their arguments are a house of cards built on sand. They don't make sense when you look at the premise of it. Ultimately, you can go, well, who's the target audience of these video games? Oh, we're trying to sell to women. Yeah, I get that. That's great. But who actually buys? Doesn't matter if it's video games, comics, movies, whatever. Who actually is buying? Who's your audience right now? I understand you want to expand your audience, but most people don't want to substitute an audience. Well, the comic book industry did, and you see how that worked out for you. We're trying to get more BIPOC furry otherkins, BLT POCs. So how'd that work out? Oh, it didn't at all. In fact, it was such a failure that this group of guys, one Richard C. Meyer, created this alternative industry where they wrote comics because the mainstream was such dog feathers. That's how bad that experiment worked. So what are you guys doing about it? We're doubling down, bigots. we're racing to the bottom. So how's Comicsgate doing? Oh, it's doing pretty well, actually. These guys write comics and they're not woke. Oh, that's literally just Weimar Germany. That's what you're saying. You're just literally the same as those people. Okay, challenge accepted, I guess. It's so ridiculous. Like, everything they say is just insane straw man delusions. So this argument on the left is the video game industry. They're trying to sell these games, probably because they want to continue to be in business. So they're talking about representation and then diversity and inclusion, but representation. Okay, so who's buying the games? Asian and European people of that descent, that group of people. Oh, so I'll say who's not buying the games? Are POC women buying these games, actually supporting the industry? No, they're not. No, they're not. So why would you put them in the forefront? Oh, that's a stupid idea. I can't believe you're saying that there's with a lot of things. With a lot of visual things, you kind of want to emulate it in some way. You want to be it or bang it is the cleaned up version of that. So not to be politically incorrect, but what sells? Hot blonde chicks. If you're going to have a female, a beautiful blonde girl in bikini armor with her boobs hanging out in a short skirt. Doesn't matter if it's impractical. It's hot blonde chicks. Dudes who look like Vikings want to be the, they want to look like that. Or they want to be the dudes in the Vikings, the braided beards, red-haired beards type of things, or the beautiful blue-eyed blonde girls. That's desirable. That's what people want to be. That's your customer base. Because a large segment of the population finds that desirable, which is, heaven forbid, it's not politically correct. But the thing with representation is they're saying, you're trying to, so these white allies, you got to stop being an ally to these people. You got to stop being politically correct. You got to just say what I said. Yeah, I don't want to see hot blonde chicks in movies, comics, and films. Why? Because I think they're better. They're more desirable to me. How dare you say that? Yeah, you just got to start saying that. It's like, for whatever reason. It's like, so what you're saying is, no, I'm not saying anything more than that. I'm saying that's what I will support financially. Yeah, but what you're saying is you're actually, no. Stop straw manning me and trying to deflect. I'm just saying that's what more people are going to financially support. Now, the reasons why don't actually matter. Not if you're in business. If you're in cultural Bolshevism, propaganda, then the reasons why, because they're trying to change things quite a bit. But you're gonna have a rough time doing that. How that Calvin Klein advertisement work? I don't know if you've seen the latest few years of Calvin Klein advertisements. Well, what did you expect? So she started out as the chick who apparently can't spell or is dyslexic or something. If I didn't have spell correct, I'd look like even worse than I do. Who's talking about, we got this video game, and we're sitting around the table, and she goes, I want to put more, BIPOC, otherkin, POC, LGBT, whatever, furry women into video games. And the people development team are saying, no, we're not going to do that because that won't sell. And then, at that point, they come back and go, what are you saying? So what you're saying is, it's like, nothing matters after that point of, will it sell or not? Oh, if it won't sell and you continue to do it, then you're not in business. You're just doing propaganda, which is a lot of people are willing to do. They're willing to lose money, but ultimately, some video game companies, I guess video game companies are woke also, or at least a lot of them are, but they're not willing to. They want to stay in business. These games are huge properties. So she said at one development company she wanted to put a POC woman in the forefront. It's like, will the customer buy it? No, they won't. Okay, then move on to your next idea. What will the customer buy? Like I said, blonde hair, blue eyed, or the Viking dude with the braided beard type of thing. That's what we'll buy. And if you try to do something other than that, then you're just trying to reshape society to. And ultimately asking, you go like, why would you put a POC chick in the lead? You talk about representation, but that's not the chick. That's not the person who buys a game. How many POC chicks are buying? And she specifically said black chicks as a lead character. Well, okay, so specifically that demographic. How many of that demographic are buying the game? You go like, almost none. Like it's a market that you can almost completely ignore because it's like 1%. It's probably literally 1% of people of black chicks are buying these type of video games, or for that matter, comic books. And then you open these video games and comic books, and you look at them and you're like, well, there's a massive amount of overrepresentation here. The weird thing with these people is they treat all these people as pawns, just to be manipulated at will. These are just horrible, just the worst people on earth. And she had some other tweet. She's this video game idiot. And she had some other thing. It goes, this is the worst thing you heard when someone made a comment. This isn't a bad comment. It's not a good comment. It's a neutral comment. It's someone just doesn't know what they're talking about. And I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just someone this is an innocuous. If this is the worst part of your day, holy shit, this life in a first world country, these fucking pussies drives me insane. The worst thing I heard was when someone, not going to give any infos. So you made the story up. There's like half these stories are just complete fabrications. I think all the POC people need to have more glossy skin because they have more oily skin than other people. Dead shock on everyone's face. Looks at me. Right, Nora? Me, what the heck is wrong with you? That's not a bad statement to say, oh, was one group of people have more, what do you call it, sebaceous glands, oily skin than another group? That's not an insult. It's not a compliment. It's nothing. It's just neutrals. Oh, one group has more tan skin than another group. Oh, one group has this feature. One group has kinky hair, and the other group has straight hair. Those aren't insults. Those aren't insulting terms to say a group that evolved for a climate where they have oilier skin. And is it true or is it not true? I have no idea. I don't know anything about different skin types of different groups of human people. But it's not an insult. And the fact that you think it is weird. In fact, like, this is the left wing is a group of people who, they did the whole Lord of the Ring orc thing, the orcs. And listen, I'm obviously not politically correct, like, much further than that. I've never thought Lord of the Rings was those people were anything more than fictional characters. Because they're like orcs and goblins and elves and dwarves. It's like they're not. I mean, if you want to push an analogy, it's like, yeah, but sometimes a pipe is just a pipe. This is not a pipe. You can push an analogy for anything. It's like not everything is a penis. If you're horny, maybe everything is a penis, but it's not everything is some phallic symbol. If you want to grind this race axe, you can find it on everything. It's like most comments are innocuous. This is an innocuous comment. It doesn't mean, it's not a positive or a negative. It doesn't mean anything. It gives you a little virtue signaling power, so that made you feel good. You got that sweet dopamine. Anyway, so she made some other. She's just an effing idiot. She made some later comments about, stop being an ally. Stop being an ally. F these people. Just say what I just said. Like, I want more hot blonde chicks in everything because they're awesome. Oh, well, Thur, how dare you, Thur? Yeah. Just fuck it. Just say it. Just stop being politically correct. Stop kowtowing to these fucking vermins. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in a few days. I'm gonna go camping. Go play with the coyotes, mountain lions, and bears, and I'll see you guys when I get back.